Hello and welcome to another Royal Reviewer live pop-up chat. It is Wednesday the 4th of March 2020. Yes, I'm getting used to calling it March again. I also have a cup of tea today because I'm thirsty. So let's just take a little sip of tea. That's just absolutely lovely. I hope you all have your favourite drink with you now. Just a little talk about the outfit. So we are wearing the Queen's flower basket brooch, a replica of the Queen's flower basket. I'm wearing Diana's engagement ring, which of course Catherine now wears. So there we go, little lovely bit of gems going on there. And I am wearing the lotus flower or papyrus tiara with the pearls. There we go. Lotus flower tiara with the pearls. Yeah, you can make it work. There we go. So lovely jewels on me this morning. And I have the Irish flag in the background because obviously William and Catherine are in Ireland for their 3-day Irish tour and they are on day 2. So I hope you enjoyed the video I posted yesterday of their engagements. And there will be another one coming today. Right, as this is a live chat, as always, I will go to the chat room and see who is about. Let's just take a little peek. Oh, there we go, I see it. And also, we're going to be talking about that stunning, well, let me know if you think it's stunning, but stunning, the vampire's wife dress that Catherine wore in that beautiful emerald dazzling green. Let me know. I think it's one of those pieces that you either like or you don't like. I think there's probably going to be strong opinions either way. But we'll talk about it. We'll get there. Good morning to everybody, including the channel members. Candice, hello to you. And hello to everyone else who's just joined. Let me just set this chat onto live. There we go. And hello to Becky Ray too, who is also a channel member. Just seeing if there's any. Lots of people are just saying good morning. So it must be morning where a lot of you are. Hello to Beth Ann as well. Right, let's just go on to one of the stories, shall we? So, William and Catherine, as we know, are on a 3-day visit to Ireland. Yesterday was the first day. They arrived in the afternoon and then proceeded to do a series of engagements. If you want to see what happened, check out my video yesterday. Now, when I posted that video, they hadn't done the final engagement of the day. So, I'm going to include all coverage of that at the start of today's video when I post one about what they've been up to today. So look out for that. But they did visit an event where they were drinking Guinness. William gave a speech and Catherine wore an amazing, dazzling emerald green. She echoed the kind of emerald green that she wore earlier in the day, but then it was just amazing. It was really, really stunning. Now, I really like the style of this dress. If you haven't seen it already, there are pictures all over the internet. Where have you been? But I will post let me just see what the let's go to this one. So, I'll post a link. Again, any links that I shared throughout this chat, I will post in the description box if you're watching on catch up. So let's just post that in there. Right, just take a look down. Now, lots of people, of course, the media has picked up on the fact that Princess Beatrice wore a very similar dress to the wedding of Ellie Goulding. And if you scroll down a few pictures, you can see a dress that looks very, very, very similar, although not exactly the same. Catherine's version is a little bit different. The fringing on the bottom is different. It's hard to tell whether or not Catherine had that version of the dress altered by the designer for her, but it is the same fabric, I do believe, but the sleeves are different, and the bottom sort of frills are different as well. But it is by a designer called the Vampire's Wife, and apparently it's round about the region of £1,500. Again, probably a dress that most people can't afford, probably not attainable for most. And just like I said yesterday, there will probably be replicas, high street replicas being made as we speak. So I'm sure we'll be seeing this trend of green maybe for spring. Give the fast fashion outlets a couple of weeks, and I'm sure we will be seeing things in this kind of really sparkly emerald green. It is a really nice kind of deep emerald green, transitioning from winter into spring. It's a beautiful ideal color. Of course, it's very symbolic as well because, as we know, the color of Ireland is green, a kind of this kind of emerald green. Catherine looked amazing. William looked really good too. I have to say though, I'm not entirely sure the blue of William's suit kind of suited matching with Catherine's dress. I'm looking at the photographs now, and I wish he'd have worn a green suit. Let me know what you think. Fashion is very objective, subjective, if you like. But I'm casting my mind back to when Catherine wore a very similar green dress, and it was when they were on a foreign tour, and William wore the kind of native dress, and we had a big debate over what it was called, but he wore like a traditional outfit of the country he was visiting in this beautiful, beautiful green, and that was the only time, in my opinion, that that William outshone Catherine in the fashion stakes, at least. He looked absolutely amazing in that green. Green, from that day on, I have thought that green is William's colour, and I think he missed a really huge opportunity to kind of recreate that look, that amazing look that they had as a couple from earlier of last year in this visit. I think he should have gone green, emerald green, but not in traditional dress, but obviously in a suit. I think he could have gotten away with maybe a velvet, maybe a velvet type jacket and trousers, a green tie, or even a green bow tie. I think it would have looked stunning. So I think William missed a trick on that one. But Catherine looked amazing. I love the style of that dress. To me, it's kind of very classic. It's almost like you could have it on a mannequin in your house and just have it as an art piece. It really is gorgeous. I like the way she teamed it up with her shoes. It's just really, really gorgeous. It's believed to be silk chiffon. Wow. Just truly, 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 truly stunning. Apparently you can pre-order if you click here. Well, I don't think I'll be able to afford one, but if you want to buy it, you can purchase it. Now, she did swap her very expensive earrings for a much, much, much cheap dress. Catherine is not afraid to switch. The bag was like gold, which I think it was a really good idea to go for kind of a different colour to the dress. I think she could have gone for maybe a dark green, but I think the pop of gold really, really goes. The earrings are also, I do believe, in a sort of in a gold colour, so everything kind of matches through. Looks really, really good. Yeah, I'm just looking at the whole look for Catherine. She always is impeccably turned out. I just think that William missed a trick by going blue. I think he should have gone green. And then I think together as a couple, they would have looked more as a unit, like they did when he wore that traditional dress. Let me just really quickly see if I can Google an image of that outfit, and you'll see what I mean by that. So I'm just going to see if I can find it. Here we go. Right, I found a link to it. Right. Okay. I'm just going to do... Oh, hang on. No, it's not letting me do it. Right. Let me just see if I can find the link. Why does my computer never do it? Right, okay, got it. Link copied. So, if you click on this link, you will see what I mean. I'm sure most of you already know. But if you look, they both wore the same shade of green. William looked amazing. And I think they could have kind of recreated that very same similar look for the Irish visit. I think it would have been a bit more cohesive all about that. And William threw on a green tie. He did for earlier in the day, and I really appreciated the pop of green. And I just think his amount of green was probably lacking for yesterday. However, I do also want to see other colours on this tour as well. I don't just want to see them in green. As we have seen today, Catherine has been wearing a white wreath coat, which she has had for probably 13 years, but she's reworn it and she looked really, really stunning in that. But I will talk more about that tomorrow. Obviously, once all of the engagements are over today, I will be compiling a video about today, so do go and check that out when I've posted it. Miranda said, didn't mind the coat, but those dresses, her dresses should be made to wear them for a week. Don't come for me, just my personal taste. Ma'am, that's strong. I'm going to give you a lacy black fan. Woo, woo. No, I agree. I think that dress is very, you either love it or you hate it. As we would say in the UK, it's Marmite. You either like Marmite or you dislike Marmite. There's nothing in between. You love it or you hate it. That dress is most certainly one of those. And it doesn't matter to me whether you like it or you dislike it. But I personally, I like it. Oh, my goodness. I would love to wear it. Ooh, yes. Send me one. Send me one. It would be amazing. Laura says, I think that any dress that the Duchess of Cambridge wears, she looks very beautiful and elegant too. Or she could wear a bin bag, my loves, a trash bag, and she'd look amazing. Minnie Lars says, not a green suit, maybe a tie. Oh, why not go the whole hog? Have all green. Live, Love and Laugh says she looks good in most of her outfits. And Katie says, I think he could certainly do it with a green suit. I think so too. Katie says, and she seems so much more dressed up than he did. I think, no, I don't think it was that he didn't look dressed up. I think together, stood together, separately, they look really, really good. I think together, it's not a cohesive couple's look. And I would, for that occasion, for the evening, I'm not too bothered in the day. In the daytime, in day wear, I'm not too bothered if they don't kind of match. I think whenever you go to an evening event, whether it be formal, informal, I think as a couple you should kind of gel a bit. It should be cohesive. It can be different. It can be different shades of the same colour. Of course, if you're a male and a female, it's going to be different clothes anyway. But I think it could be more cohesive. And I think that's what it's lacking. It's lacking the cohesion of an outfit, for me anyway. Maybe not for everyone, but for me it does. Katie says, is it safer for William to dress conservatively in Ireland? What do we mean, safer? Do you mean in terms of people pulling him up on it? No, I think he could have got away with wearing a green suit. Most definitely. Barbie says, if William wore all green, he would look like a tall leprechaun. What? A touch of green is all that is needed. Well, there was no touch of green on that blue suit. So we didn't even get a touch of green. Right, okay, I think I'm kind of done with the outfit. And so far, the tour. Again, like I say, I will bring you more news of what's gone on today in my day 2 video, which I'll be posting later this evening. Next story, Queen Elizabeth has been wearing gloves. Shock horror. No, but this is not the normal occasion when she wears gloves. Queen Elizabeth is often well known for the use of her gloves. Oh, hang on a minute. Wait, stop the press. Maybe I have some. Where are my gloves? Hang on. I should have worn them, shouldn't I? Oh, I think they're in this drawer. I've got so many drawers. Aha, here we go. Right. There. Right. I'm gone to my prop drawer because in honour of Queen Elizabeth, I think I might need to wear my gloves for this segment. So here we go. I'm putting it on. Maybe I need to take my Diana ring off. Let's remove the Diana ring and go for a nice pair of Queen Elizabeth gloves. Queen Elizabeth style gloves. There we go. Because I am going to be taking a leaf out of Queen Lizzie's book. And I think we all should as well. So there we go. I'm going to be wearing my Queen Elizabeth gloves for this segment because, do you reckon the ring will fit on the top of the glove? I don't know. There we go. I might wear my ring and glove. Oh, gorgeous. Gorgina, isn't it? Yes. So, I'm going to be taking a leaf out of the Queen's book, wearing gloves, because as we know, there is a certain something going around the world. And I have to be careful what I say because YouTube picks up on it. But you all know what I'm talking about. And people have been taking precautions around the world to stop the spread of something. And Queen Elizabeth is no different. Obviously, we know that certain age groups, certain people with pre-existing conditions are more susceptible to catching something. And I think on very, very good advice, the Queen at an investiture was wearing gloves. Now, this is not the first time that she has ever worn gloves at an investiture, but it is the first time that she has worn them, I think, in many, many decades. So it is unusual for the Queen to wear gloves at an investiture. It does make it very, very fiddly when you're trying to pin the awards on people, when you're trying to hand them out. But I think on very, very good advice, the Queen wore gloves. Now, the Queen is very, very precious, I think, to us all. And we most definitely do not want to see the Queen coming down with something that could cause her harm. So I think the gloves is a really, really good idea. I think she was, almost leading by example in that we all need to take care and precaution about what we touch, who we touch, what we do, where we go, whilst this thing is still going around. And that is obviously, in contrast with, for example, William and Catherine yesterday and other senior royals who were out on engagements. They were still shaking hands, they were still touching people, they were still doing, all the normal greetings that you would normally do. But I think it is very, very important if you do have a pre-existing health condition or if you are of advancing years that you take precautions. So take a leaf out of Queen Lizzie's book and wear the gloves. But obviously, wash the gloves. I mean, it's going to be no good if you're wearing the gloves and then you go touching your face. An expert did say on the TV this morning that even if you wear gloves or masks or anything of that nature, you still have to wash them or dispose of them and wear new ones because you can still transfer things by touching your face and all that thing. So I imagine the Queen's gloves would have gone to Angela Kelly to be fully laundered after she was giving out all those awards at the investiture. Let me just see what people. Oh my goodness! I've just realised I can't work the mouse pad in my gloves, so I'm gonna have to deglove. I didn't think that one through, did I? So let's. Oh, I can't because of the ring. Oh my goodness, am I stuck? Oh my goodness, I'm stuck. Oh, it's off. There we go. Now I know what problems gloves cause the Queen. I'm living her life. People, I'm living her life. Right, okay, I can now, I'm going to do the one gloved look. There we go. Right, let's just see what people are saying all about that. I'm rocking flannel. Yes, well, you can't normally see what's below the screen, so I normally just wear my pajamas. Linnea says, woo, I love your Diana ring. Bethan says, love the gloves. Laurie says, Diana wore gorgeous gloves with her evening gowns at times. I've got full length ones as well. Oh, maybe I should wear those one day. Minnie Law says she should wear gloves with the thing going around as she's an older lady. Miranda says you suit wearing gloves. Well, thank you. Don't you think it looks gorgeous? Laurie says that time Diana wore 2 different colour long gloves was epic. Yes, wash your hands, people. Jamila says, oh, those gloves. SP says green suits her well. I think you're talking about Catherine. Yes, use lots of hand sanitizer. Carolyn says, I wonder if Catherine's family is from Ireland. I don't think so. I mean, obviously, in the lineage, if you go back far enough, there may be connections, but I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of. Midnight Hazel says, you're so funny. Minnie Love says, the thing that shall not be named. Most definitely. Pat says, I get it, but you have to think about the opposite side. I coughed, sneezed, and sneezed on a bus yesterday. Oh, Mariam! Sneezing on a bus. I got a full lecture on the thing when I was already feeling like manure. Pat, my love, you get a lacy fan flap. My goodness. Coughing on a bus. Cough into the crook. And then wipe. Mayam on a bus. Seriously. Yes, we have to be careful and cautious of these different things. So I just thought I would inform you of what Queen Elizabeth is doing to help keep herself safe. And I think that is on incredibly good advice from her advisors. Anita says, love the way you pronounce Ireland. You say Ireland. Do I? Ireland, 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 Ireland. I don't know. Tomato, tomato. Right, let's move on. So, I heard one of you talking about it already. Spitting image is to return. And I have an image to share with you. I need my hands. I need my hands to work the computer. There we go. Right, I'm going to share a BBC link. So let's all take a look at that, and we can all look at it together. So, if you didn't know, Spitting Image was originally aired in the 1980s and the early 90s. It hasn't been on air for about 20 years, and it is a satirical comedy show, a spoof where they spoof people. It's all puppets. Now, they absolutely, at the time, spoofed the royal family, political leaders, Margaret Thatcher, the Queen Mother, Edward, Andrew, Charles, Camilla. Everyone was lampooned. And I think this sort of comedy is very, very subjective. You either get it and you like it, or you don't. But if you go back to the old series of Spitting Image, it was done very, very cleverly. It never kind of went into the realm of what you would probably call or describe bullying. It was done taking, for example, certain traits or things that were going on in the media and making them funny. And it was funny. It won awards and all that kind of thing. I have no idea what this incarnation is going to be. Will it be clever or not? I don't know. I think for this sort of humour to work, it has to be clever, and it has to not go into bullying of anybody. As you can see, they have led with an image of Harry and Meghan. Cast your mind back to when we had another BBC show that was portraying Meghan. I'm sure you all remember the Meghan's Markle's Sparkle, or whatever it was called. And I remember at the time, this is before I actually watched it, people were saying to me, have you seen this? It's awful, it's racist, it's bullying. And I said at the time, just what I've said now, I said, hang on a minute, I haven't watched it yet, but normally this sort of comedy is done well. It's done in a clever way. Then I watched the Markle Sparkle thing, and I was like, oh my god, that was just awful. It was dreadful. It was racist. It was bullying. It wasn't done in a clever way. And I'm hoping that this new version of Spitting Image hasn't gone the same way that the Markle Sparkle thing went, because that was awful. So I'm hoping that they kind of stay true to the original 80s and 90s version, where, yes, it was lampooning people, making fun of, but in a clever way, where it was funny. And in the UK, we do have quite a sense of humour that's almost self-deprecating, that maybe doesn't transpire around the world. I can't remember, I don't know how the original Spitting Image was received around the world, or whether it was even shown around the world. I don't know. But I just hope that this particular version is done in a clever way. As you can see, it's all puppets. We see the Harry and Meghan puppet, of course. They're almost like caricatures. The old series was very much caricatures. It looks like this series is going to be very much the same way. So apparently they're also going to be spoofing Donald Trump, Beyonce, Boris Johnson, UK Prime Minister, and the co-creator Roger Law has said, I've refused to resuscitate Spitting Image for years. round about 20 years. But when my pension ran out and my palm was crossed with silver, what could an old man do? He joked. The spitting image will be global for a uniquely British eye. It will be more outrageous, audacious, and salacious than the previous incarnation. Now, that is why I'm worried that it's not going to stay true to the previous incarnation, which was all in good jest. So I'm worried that the outrageous, or more outrageous, more audacious, more salacious, might cross over the boundaries into bullying. And that's where I don't want it to go, because it won't be funny. So I'm hoping that they just kind of stay true to that. And at its peak, the show was watched by 15 million viewers and was nominated for a host of BAFTA and Emmy awards. The series was set to return to ITV on 2016, but that failed. So it is due to be aired on BritBox, which is a collaboration between the BBC and ITV. Other characters that will be spoofed will be Vladimir Putin, Bernie Sanders, UK Prime Minister's Chief Political Advisor Dominic Cummings, as well as other celebrities like Adele, Kim Kardashian, Greta Thunberg, and Jurgen Klopp. In a statement, the programme makers said, "With the world getting smaller and more turbulent, the time couldn't be more appropriate for an iconic British satirical take on global events." There we go. Make your minds up on that one. Let me know whether you think it's a good idea, bad idea. Will you be watching? Will you not be watching? Do let me know. I do want to go and read some comments about that. Annie says, "I will be using gloves on a trip soon. Thank you." Carolyn says, "Is the Queen going to retire in 2 years? No one knows if those rumours are true or not." Christine says, "On a plane last weekend, many people were wearing masks. They're only good, apparently, if you wash them after." There's been different opinions about masks. Laura says, "I remember seeing that on our public television station and I thought it was very funny and cute." Any news on Beatrice's wedding? Not on the wedding, but I do have something to talk about Beatrice later. Miranda says, "What about that show, The Windsors?" Well, I've watched the first episode of the new series. I didn't like the previous two series. I kind of stayed away from them. But I did watch this new series, to see how it is tackling everything that's been going on. So far, I'm only one episode in, so I'll give you more of a review of that. Don't forget to ask me once I've watched, once I'm more up to date with it. I think I'm maybe 2 behind. Midnight Hazel says, "I hope it is clever. Comedy is interpreted many ways, but nasty isn't allowed, i.e. bullying." I completely agree. And again, I hope it's not mean, just like you said. Pat says, "Trust me, I was on my way to the doctor's office because of the way I felt." Oh. Yeah, people are going to be very touchy about it. Elaine says, "Hi everyone from the UK. I received a lovely card and message from the Sussexes this morning." Ooh, wow, well done. "Thanking you for your card and support." Midnight Hazel says, "I have BritBox." Well, you'll be able to see it at some point. Anita remembers watching it on Canadian TV. And Digital Dreambot says, "You do as well." Any news of Prince Andrew travelling with X and Beatrice? No, I haven't heard anything. Midnight Hazel might watch, Elaine might not. Christine doesn't know. So yeah, I think we're going to have to wait and see how it comes out before we kind of comment on that further. Right, I'm going to move on to the next story, the final story of today, and that is about Princess Beatrice's titles and styles post-marriage to Edoardo Mapelli Mozzi. Now, cast your mind back to an earlier video I made not so long ago, probably 2 or 3 live chats ago, and we spoke about Princess Beatrice and styles and titles and are they outdated. And the one thing that we didn't discuss was Edoardo's Italian style. Is a count, an Italian count, because his family dates back to the previous Italian monarchy, which now no longer exists. So his father is the only male heir. he is entitled currently to be known as a count. Now, as we know, usually when a female marries their husband, they take on the counterpart title of their husband. So you would think, wouldn't you, that if Eduardo is a count, that Beatrice would become a countess. Now, that is not technically true, but I'm going to read you a little bit of an article that I saw about it. So, Eduardo belongs to the Italian royal house of Savoy. So, the marriage will unite two of the continent's oldest dynasties. And a newspaper spoke with Eduardo's father, who is known as Count Alessandro Mapelli Mozzi, who is a ski jumper, a real estate executive, and a descendant of the deposed Italian royal family. According to Alessandro, Beatrice will become a countess upon marriage, and their children will be entitled to titles of nobility. He says, Eduardo is the only male descendant taking the family into the next generation. He said, he is a count, but his wife will be a countess automatically, and any of their children will be counts, or, if you're a female, a nobile donna. Eduardo will also inherit the family seat, which is a huge villa, a 19-bedroom neoclassical mansion in Castelnuovo. I haven't said that right. Castelnuovo, Italy. Because the Italian monarchy was dissolved in 1946, these are only courtesy titles and not legally active in Britain. When new members marry into the family, Queen Elizabeth occasionally creates a new royal title for the couple to share. Since Beatrice's sister, Princess Eugenie, and Jack Brooksbank did not receive one when they wed, it seems unlikely that the pair will get an active title in May. So, yes, technically, in Italy, they will have these titles, but in the UK, they are not legally recognised. So, Beatrice's title will not change. She will remain Her Royal Highness, Princess Beatrice of the United Kingdom, Mrs. Mapelli Mozzi. She will not be classed as a countess. You will not be able to style her or call her a countess. In the UK, Eduardo is not a count. He holds those titles. He will still inherit them from his father and the big, massive 19-bedroom mansion. But in the UK, that is not recognised. So that will not be her formal title. So I just thought I would clarify that a little bit. Let's see what people are saying. Candice says, both York girls have married well. They have indeed. Imagine that massive 19-bedroom holiday home. My goodness. Candice says, or will marry in Beatrice's case. Yes. Laura Terry says, so they will be known as Mr. and Mrs. Yes, Mr. and Mrs. Mapelli Mozzi, but Princess Beatrice will still be a HRH and a Princess of the United Kingdom, but she will drop the titular designation of York. So she will be Her Royal Highness, Princess Beatrice, Mrs. Mapelli Mozzi. That will be her formal title. Midnight Hazel says, thank you. You are more than welcome. Right, that is all of my stories for today spoken about. I really hope that you have enjoyed this video. I'm going to go in a moment to my other channel, Steps of Sussex, and I will be doing a chat over there. So I'll see you in a little bit. So if you've enjoyed this video, please give it a big old thumbs up. Don't forget to share on social media, and also do hit the bell so that you know whenever I upload a new video. Also, please do remember to subscribe to the channel. So from me in Shropshire, mwah to you all, and goodbye.